charge people to come to? I mean, I'm trying to figure out how you were making money off of the website. I mean, I'm guessing advertising and so forth. But did you have other things where you charge people for? Or?
No, we don't charge anybody for the site. No, there's been suggestions even from our members of saying, well, hey, you could why don't you offer like a VIP service or exclusive service where you get the free one and then you got this other content where you can just have people pay for it. I don't want to do that yet. I mean, it's more accessible if it's free. So.
So I mean, because you're supporting a lot of people, so I'm trying to.
It's advertising, investment dollars, and also selling the custom ads for a much higher price. That's something that we have just started to. I mean, really, it's been an investment for a couple of years. We're just now starting to show some sign of revenue coming in. So, it pays off. And that's any business. I mean, it takes about a couple of years for any business to mature and either start to make money or go under. So they haven't told me to get out yet. So I guess we're doing all right. Any other questions? All right.
No other questions? Since there's no others, I'll give you guys a couple.
Give us some charity questions.
I'll give you guys a charity question too. Yeah. No, I know these gentlemen from way back, so it's a little bit of a setup, but no, I mean these gentlemen both have extensive art backgrounds, and Carl music and Korey with feature filmmaking, and I'm just curious, how those backgrounds play into this kind of new medium, and I'm sure it does because
That's
it's a little bit of a left field, but
well, no, it's a good question. It's a brilliant question because this is something that encompasses every interest that I have. I mean, it's a chance for me to do radio. It's a chance for me to see movies and critique movies. It gives me a chance to use my artistic background in animation and constantly do that every week. And, it just gives us a chance to try to entertain people, I don't know what you want to call it, a comedic level or whatever. But, these are so many different things where had we not had this kind of outlet, not only would they be hard to do on an individual basis, but it would be crazy hard to do in one thing. And like I said, it's something now where we just get, I'm about 40 years old almost, and I'm getting paid right now to just sit around and watch movies and talk crap and at this point now play video games. So they pretty much made me socially retarded. I'm sure you got loud.
No, I just want to say it was just a great example of, the whole spirit of Rise is about developing. Yes, sir.
What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying the whole spirit of Rise is about developing entrepreneurship. And, what his question brought out was the fact that what you have passion for, what you enjoy doing, what you have talent to do, now more than ever, these tools have enabled us to be able to do that and also reach who knows how many people at, no other time in history has that opportunity been there. So when we talk about entrepreneurship and creating revenue, creating jobs, creating something to do for people, especially when, the economy is challenged as it is, when you can transform whatever your talent or your passion is and then find ways to like he's doing that. He's having joy every day doing what he likes to do and getting paid for it. And, the tools are here to do so now. So it's just more a matter of, okay, finding even maybe the things that you maybe had dreams, but you put them away long ago because they didn't seem practical. Maybe, refresh that or something.
And my answer to that question, I do have a music degree. And actually, I produced the theme song for Korey's website. I produced that several years ago.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry. I should have mentioned that.
No, you shouldn't have. It's all good. But for me, and this is also we have this economic malaise that's going on right now, and we're talking about how we gonna pull out of this. And there's lots of help being given to the large corporations and the people that have lots of money. They're being taken care of, but the small business owners, which are really the lifeblood of our economy, where the actual jobs really generate from, there's very little attention being paid to those things. And also the idea of, for our students, I look at our students, there's nobody trying to get them to start to see what they're passionate about and how they can turn that into a career and be entrepreneurial. Even if you're working for somebody, you need to be entrepreneurial, because the job that you did 3 years ago is probably going to change. If you keep doing it the same way, you're probably not going to have a job. Your job is constantly being redefined. And I think there needs to be more emphasis on inspiring youth to use their imagination and be entrepreneurial. And then they're going to be motivated. The reason our kids are not achieving is because they're bored. That's straight up what it is. They're not engaged. They are not engaged. And I don't care, you can put Hooked on Phonics up there, you can drill them all you want, but for the kids it's not working for, it's going to continue to not work for. And the way that you start to get that turnaround, and I've seen this happen with kids, is that you have to engage them first, figure out what are they passionate about, and then they can start to see the value. Oh, I need to learn how to communicate well, so if I get a job as an animator, I can keep that job. I can talk to my boss. And so then their level of motivation, then they're willing to spend that time. You know, I taught 6th grade. 2/3 of the kids that came to me were not reading on grade level when they got in 6th grade. They were like 2 grade levels behind. And I was teaching them science. So you're trying to teach a kid mitosis, which is cell division. Well, that's like another language to them. They can't even understand the English language. And then you're trying to lay this scientific language on them. And so they have no context for any of that. And so it's just all stuff just washes right over them. They don't retain anything. So my approach is really to help kids start to learn things in context. When you learn things in context, because you're actually trying to do something of substance. And that's why we don't do anything that's hypothetical anymore, because then when a kid learns something and does something, they retain it forever, and they can actually use it for something. And I think we need to start to have that be more ubiquitous in how we deal with these problems that we're having out there in our economy, and frankly in our culture. You know, what Korey does, it's racy, it's outlandish, but it's also, I also hear really great discussions and deep discussions that you guys have, and there's I mean, you guys do talk about race, and you know, you talk about you know, you say that you're homophobic, but you're not, and you said you've been called homophobic, but the thing is that you actually generate positive discussion and some introspection about those things, but you do it in a completely non-threatening way. And so that's really refreshing, because it's funny, but there's an intellectual bent to what you guys do. It takes skill to do what you all do. It's not easy. And I know that you work hard. I know, you know, you work what, 60 hours a week, easy?
Yeah, at least.
Okay.
Weekends.
Yeah. You work almost as long as I do.
The thing about also working on the internet is like anywhere. You know, working on the internet, you never stop working. I mean, I yelled at the company in New York because, I mean, for as many developers and marketers and money or whatever they have, they just don't understand how social media works sometimes. And my whole thing is like, the website never takes a vacation. You know, so if nobody wants to do anything on the weekend, that means that I'm stuck on the weekend doing something, because you have to put something up every day. If I travel the world, I'll go home to see my mother or something. As long as I have a laptop, I'll be on it at least an hour a day at some point. And you know, the other scary thing about it is the internet is fickle. You know, the web business is very fickle. You never know when the bottom will drop out. So I'm having fun while I'm being very modest and I'm being very humble and I'm enjoying my time while I have it because, Monday while I'm sitting up here saying, yeah, man, things are funny. I'll be back here hanging out outside, got $1, man, so hey, I remember you. So yeah, but it's a lot of fun if nothing else, and it's a good one way of looking at it is standing back and realizing that you are part of a continuous experiment. I mean, because people still haven't figured it out yet. It's exactly what they say. It's the early days of television. It's radio. It's sound coming into movies. It's the Wild West. It's all that kind of stuff. And there's golden in their hills if you can actually find out how to do it.